Alright, drivers, welcome back to the IORA Cup Series. It's been a little while. Most of you guys are familiar faces, I think. A couple of you guys I don't recognize. So just go over a couple basic rules, alright? It's class. It's gonna be a little bit relaxed. Let's have fun, try to keep it clean, even though it's a fun race, first race back. Let's start off on a good note.
The button that I have to.
Oh, they're wrecking the back.
We're good. Put it out.
Where's I don't know this new thing. Where's the yellow button?
Whoever just did that, you're really talented.
Brother Baker, are you gonna let us know what we're coming to? Alright, I'm not gonna fall off the track and investigate everyone, okay? Just everyone, like, have a little bit of merit. Kingsley, I saw you were right in front of me, you f***ing smoked the box. It was bad, but like, you know, just make sure you get above or below the box, okay? Just two guys in a dream. Pop up.
Where's Pop?
Pop.
Check it out.
Oh, big wreck.
They wrecked huge in the back.
Yellow.
Find it.
You're fine. I got my cans. Going up. Oh my god,
I am flat to the floor.
This little bitch.
I still can't catch you.
This little bitch.
Never mind.
Jim, shut up!
There's a lot going on right now.
I'm not even talking.
Dude, I was scrolling when we were doing the NASCAR Late Model League. I was scrolling through the forums trying to find content or like manufacturer decals, and I saw fucking what's his face, Mr. Mopar in there.
Oh no.
No, he's not.
24R.
Oh my god, you little...
That's just it. I'm sorry, we'll see you in Valhalla, brother.
We're going Walker. We're going. Oh no! Oh, big wreck. No!
I can't see it! Slow her down! Oh, make sure watch out!
Nobody hit me.
We're good.
Dude, I don't know how
The guy that just walked in just piled on somebody, dude.
I have no idea how I don't have any damage.
You saw no damage, dude. I got drilled in the rear.
Who just
Dude,
On the apron, I had to dodge him.
I'm trying to text people and we're checking up.
Well, put the damn phone down.
This is gonna be bad.
I'm Melissa.
Oh
my god.
Dude, you might want to do a fuel check while you're at it, by the way.
Don't worry about it.
We're wrecking in the grass. We are in the
We gotta
grass.
spin in the third pack. You guys are
No caution,
stupid.
we don't care.
Oh my, we saved it!
They're wrecking
Big time.
Alright, that was a small time wreck though.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
He was just saying two completely different things.
Who was yelling? Shut the
Chase!
up.
You do. I can see it in
Jimmy,
your eyes.
you
Jim,
say
can you please
this?
stop singing?
Okay, I want you to picture this guy, okay, who's singing this song like that, okay? Now picture hair, curly hair down to his shoulders, okay? 5'6", and drives a ragged out manual Fiesta.
Welcome to the jungle.
Jim, silent.
Welcome to the jungle!
Firework. I was gonna say, Walker, there's still where to go.
Hang on to your tits,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Dayline.
Oh, no.
Give it to me. Oh, they work like hell.
Oh, they're dead in turn one.
They're wanting it so bad.
Jim, please. You're my only hope.
Jimmy, you're
Fifth place.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
And Sean Rowe wins
The whole field died. What the hell?
I saw that shit happen.
Holy shit! The whole entire field got wrecked. What the f? That was the entire field. What the f? Somebody flipped. What the f?
It was a big one. It was a big one. It was that one.
God!
"472 days ago, the International Online Racing Association said goodbye. It was more than a year ago now that we said our farewells and thought that for the final time, we'd seen the checkered flag. Today, August 20th, 2026, things have come around and have changed, and we're back once again. 40 of the fastest simulation racing drivers will take to the Great American Circuit, the Daytona International Speedway, for our return race. The IORA is back 250. Welcome back to coverage live on FTN Broadcasting. I'll be your host for tonight's racing action. I'm David Kreutz, commentating and producing. The best drivers, the stars of this series with championships and wins alike, go up against some of the greatest in sim racing competition. Multiple drivers tonight with a background in the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series and the Road to Pro ladder. Others, like the three-time former champion Daniel Mosteller, are set to prove their skills once again on the greatest circuit in American racing. Qualifying is on the move now with 4 minutes remaining. The top 40 drivers of more than 45 will make it to the main show, and as it stands, it is Chase Schaefer in the 74 with the top time on the timing sheets. He leads the way. Second place right now is held by the 093 of Ryan Arnold, and Yaroslav Donskoy is in third. Let's take a look downstairs to the circuit. Malik Ray, one of those making his first start. It's a group qualifying format tonight, something we haven't seen before from this circuit. So drivers already getting in their paces, and a lot of familiar faces that we've seen many a time previous. Chase Schaefer, of course, as the pole sitter, a reputable driver, leads at the top of this board. The 74 Monster Designs machine comes back with a new look. He'll be one of the guys to look out for all race long. The Monster Designs Ford Mustang runs still at the top of the charts, 26 thousandths off on the rookie of Ryan Arnold. Yaroslav Donskoy, the international driver with some experience in this series, but more experience in the 4 Cup Series, is still second. Watch out for some of the big drivers we've seen before, like in the wreckage, Jacob Wilkerson, and one of the best superspeedway racers on iRacing, Terrell Baker. TCB with multiple NORA race victories, including the NORA 500 and NR Night victories galore. He knows what it's like to get it done at some of the fastest circuits on the schedule. And no doubt about it, he'll be a threat to watch from beginning to end with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the session here. Chase Schaefer put down a 47-second qualifying time. That was good for the fastest on the charts. Previously in the IORA Cup Series, of course, we had the championship victories of Thurston, of Mosteller, of Conklin, of River Page, and we find ourselves in a new chapter now where most of those drivers are returning, but there's so many others that are remarkably fast. Out of a field of more than 50 drivers are attempting to enter tonight, only 40 will make it to begin with. Right now, River Page finds himself on the bubble in 38th. He needs help with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. He's in jeopardy of falling out of this race. Cash Culp in 44th is already below the cut line. There is no guarantee as to who will make it in. No provisionals provided. You must be the 40th fastest or quicker to make it to the big show. Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Chase Schaefer in the 74 leading this train. He's perhaps one of the strongest drivers to go for. If anyone is to be trusted, go with Chase with the final minute of qualifying remaining. It's the last opportunity any driver has this lap or nothing. You better be on the circuit at speed. You want an opportunity. Aladam Contreras rides right now in 14th place. John Forbes concludes the top 10. Terrell Baker is P9 as it stands, with Derek Shaver moving up big. Here we go again. At the line, Big Pack is going to make it. 40th place right now is held by Aaron Kovnat. Kovnat with 39 seconds is still right on the bubble. James Thurston, Wayne Kennedy, Michael Deitch, Vincent Guecci all in one run. They're coming together. This is their final opportunity to get in the mix. You'll see Thurston coming down the back straightaway. Culp and company are coming through the front. Page is still only 2 positions above the cut line. Alexander Balderas is in trouble. He may not qualify, nor will David Brunson, Cooper Glick, Levi Lipe, and Von Drugman. Page knocked down to 39th. This is the final chance he'll have to go around the circuit. He'll get 1 extra lap after this. He's on the bubble. Any driver could knock him off. Guecci and company. No dice. But it's the pack behind them that they've got to worry about. 1 minute left. Last laps will be taken through 1 and 2. Big wreck. The Big Pack avoids it. This is their final shot to make it into the show. DG Swiss, first-time driver in the IORA Cup Series, is with Daniel Mosteller, a multi-time Daytona winner in the IORA Cup Series, the winningest driver in series history, and best yet, a winner at the Daytona race. Still going, headlining a field of drivers that mostly will make it. River Page right now sits 41st. It looks like he's 1 spot off the cut. At the line for Page. His final lap does not look to be good enough. Page is the first driver under the cut line, and the former champion is at risk of disqualification. His lap is updated. River Page will jump up to 26th. He'll save himself. Michael Deitch is 39th. Nathan Palawada is 40th. But Aaron Kovnat, Huff, Guecci, and Thurston all fall under the top 40. And they're at risk of falling out of this race. Qualifying has concluded. 250 laps, well, in miles, 100 laps. That's what comes up ahead. 40 drivers will start out of the 50 plus the official count for today's entry. 54 drivers. Not all of them will be allowed to go. Michael Deitch will be on the last row of starters alongside Nathan Palawada. It appears that for the first time in his career, James Thurston will not qualify for an IORA Cup Series race. But Chase Schaefer, one of his biggest rivals, will not only qualify, but land on the pole position. Chase Schaefer leads the way among all competitors tonight. Inside of row number 1, and the starting grid is jam-packed with talent from the beginning to the end. Take a look at this starting lineup. At the front, a familiar face, a multi-time winner and championship contender. Chase Schaefer will grab the pole position from Daytona. He will lead, and on his outside will be Ryan Arnold. Arnold in P2 on debut. Yaroslav Donskoy. It's been a long time coming for the Donskoy crew. He's finally back, and he'll start today in 3rd place alongside Payson Lindsay. Kingsley Nuoko is 5th, and it'll be Beaver Serrano, 6th place. Beaver, one of the great drivers in this league's history, as Derek Shaver goes 7th and Jacob Wilkerson goes 8th. TCB, Terrell Baker finds himself in 11th, and John Forbes goes P12. 13th place is Aiden Walker, and 14th is Benjamin White of NASCAR fame. And from there, you'll have 15th place Wayne Kennedy, and Enoch Hancock goes 16th. Aiden Donahue will find himself 17th with Aladam Contreras. Then 18th place, you'll have your final drivers in this bundle. Well, it's going to be Contreras, Malik Ray, and Michael Gregory. Ray, multiple seasons of NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing experience, including 3 top 5 finishes over his tenure with Joe Gibbs, Richmond Raceway, and Space Station Gaming. Gregory lines up beside him. 19th to 20th are Henry Kaloff and DG Swiss, with Daniel Mosteller, the league's winningest driver, 21st. Joe Armstrong, 22nd, and 23rd, Douglas Newbigin. Jacob Malone is 24th. 25th place is Ethan Dallaire with 25th. River Page. It's going to be them, Peyton Howell, Cash Cole, Hunter Bogdan, and Bryce Benton to wrap up the top 30. 31st place, Frank DeAngelis. Tom Barbagallo goes 32nd. 33rd is Evans Baker. He moves from the 14 to the 41 as Riker Byram goes 34th. Diego Acuna on debut. He finds himself 35th. Kenny Brady, a road to pro driver for many seasons, is 36th. With your final 4 drivers starting, Dalton Hayes, Riley Marabello, Michael Deitch, and Nathan Palawada, the 40 that qualify for the season opener of the IORA Cup Series, 8th season. It's a race unlike any other. We've been waiting 472 days to say hello to these drivers one more time. And it means that much more knowing that for all the months and the weeks and days of waiting, we will finally return. The IORA Cup Series is now in its 5th year of operation, beginning in 2021, and it's been on a consistent basis these Thursday nights ever since its beginning. Tonight, there's a new opportunity for every one of these drivers. The level of competition is perhaps more intense than we've seen in this league's history. Coca-Cola iRacing Series drivers are checked off. Road to Pro drivers in spades have made this field, and the former champions are lined up from top to bottom in this pack. It's a lot of pressure on Jay Schaefer too tonight. Schaefer, while one of the best ever to do it in the IORA Cup Series, has not once won the championship. His closest effort was in Season 6, head-to-head with Daniel Mosteller. He was practically level on points in that chase fight until the middle stages of the playoff picture. He fell out of competition, and he is looking to win one more time. Of course, all eyes on the 74. He finally came away with his first Sim Racing League championship just a few months ago. In other news, James Thurston also coming away with a championship over on High Velocity TV. Those two drivers in completely different places tonight, though. The 96 doesn't make the show. The 74 is the driver in first and foremost. And it's a full pack, ready to roll again from the world's center of racing. Daytona, to win it as a stock car driver means more than perhaps anything else in the sport. Every driver here knows this. Every driver here acts on that principle. You would trade it all to win at Daytona. With the stakes and the anticipation as high as it is tonight, I'd say every one of these drivers shares that same feeling. The anxiety, the nerves of coming back, and the sentimental value of this great series. It hits, and it hits at 200 miles an hour. How fitting. On the outside, the rookie. To his outside and behind him, multiple rookies. And to the inside, one of the foremost veterans of this field looking to claim a new legacy. It's a fresh start. It's a first chance for many. It's a second chance for others. But it's the biggest race in series history for the IORA Cup Series. 100 laps, 250 miles. We are back on Thursday nights. It's green from Daytona. It's all Chase Schaefer and his companion Ryan Arnold on the outside as we begin from the world center of racing. At the end of the first lap, not much has occurred here. It still seems to be basically the same circumstance as it was to start. At the head of the field, it will be Payson Lindsay in the number 71. And as it stands, a pretty good shove for Lindsay is going to keep that 71 car out and ahead. Little difficulty for that driver to hold fort, and it appears that's the way things will stay for now. Every driver running double wide. A few drivers sticking it to the outside. That's a risky call to make very early on. Not a particularly surprising call, but nevertheless, it appears that's the way things are headed. Early aggression for some, but a very laid-back style for others at the line once again. 40 of the 54 drivers who qualified for this race are given the opportunity to start. Nathan Palawada, again, is the last driver who has made his way onto the field tonight. A very difficult thing for some of these drivers, including Balderas, Guecci, and, of course, James Thurston, all not making it. No championship provisionals are provided tonight, so the field was entirely determined on that group qualifying session, which means a little bit more luck than you may anticipate. Aiden Walker coming through the front straightaway inside of that bottom line. He's a leader. He's got it overall ahead. Walker's best championship finish, second. He's done the dance before. He's looked for the race victories, and sometimes they've come his way. Other times, not so much. He's finally broken through the glass ceiling of never having a victory. It took him a long time to get there, but he currently stands right there in the top 5 fight as Jacob Wilkerson makes his way up there. Wilkerson, over the past year and a half, has become an increasingly more prominent sim racing prospect. He's become one of the best in the business at the superspeedways in particular. The premier setup shop, number 15, rides right beside him, but it's EPI who has all their chips in Jacob Wilkerson tonight, and a lot of confidence that he'll do well, and so far he is up in front. Beaver Serrano, as we call him. Legally, he goes by Peter, but as he's been known in this series, Beaver is the name that has stuck well. He's moved from the number 66, which was often designed quite comically, to a more reserved and serious number 49 Ford Mustang. He's struggling on the outside right now, but he's made a good first impression among those he's racing. Bears Michael Gregory. Sticking it 3 wide. Chase Schaefer's there with him. And you'll notice James Thurston in the number 59 machine. Well, that's not what's going on, but his teammate, River Page, has made it in. Page, much like Thurston, is a former series champion. They're a pretty good combination with one another. And although the main machine, the 96, will not make it in, River will take up the reins as the second driver for the team and their only representation on the racetrack today. The Miata Gang Designs Toyota Supra currently runs inside the top 20. We'll have our eyes mostly peeled on the top 30 drivers today as the race progresses. We'll try to give you some more updates on the back half, but so far, so little has gone on in the tail end that all focus will remain on that front grouping. Some drivers of note who are a little bit further behind, say for instance Daniel Mosteller, Demos. He's won at this track, and he's won in this race. It's been a long time since then. Mosteller is one of the best superspeedway drivers. He, Baker, will say that about a lot. You can also say the same about, say for instance, an Aiden Walker. Drivers who have been very good at this circuit with their reputation. They're the ones to keep in mind all race long, and Daniel Mosteller has perhaps the best reputation in this league of anyone. Wilkerson continues to lead the way. Benjamin White pulls to the inside, no dice. Really doesn't look like there's much that White can do right now. So he'll stay with Malik Ray. They'll ride second and third respectively, right with each other. Side by side for the race lead again, Jacob Wilkerson. Now sees White pull high. Aiden Walker and Malik Ray acting as the pushers here. And Walker with a massive shove for the 15 car. That's everything Jacob Wilkerson needs. Jacob getting a slide on the inside. And it looks like it's going to be just enough, about a car length or so, for that 15 car. Watch out for Joseph Armstrong. Haven't talked about him yet, but he's another driver with a lot of IORA Cup Series experience. He's won several seasons, at least one race, and he's back once again looking for a few more victories. Armstrong, in the most recent Road to Pro iRacing circuit, was one of the best drivers, and he did some very impressive things without any team backing, finishing top 5 in the open stage of the championship without a setup shop. You'll see that he still drives unsigned in the Toyota Racing Development number 22. He, alongside, well, who else but Tyrell Carter-Baker, they run together on the high side of the field. Swapping to the inside, it's Benjamin White. White will lead the way. Malik Ray, well, if there's anyone more decorated than Malik Ray in this field, I'd be hard-pressed to say their driver and anyone by name. Ray right now, as he sees Benjamin White going back and forth, is one of the drivers that has more knowledge of the nitty-gritty in this sport than anyone. Spending 3 years, 2019, 2020, and 2021 in the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series, he was at the highest level of the sport alongside some of the legends, including Chris Shearburn, Ray Alfalla, Bobby Zelensky, and, say for instance, a Casey Kerwin who won a championship during that stretch. Now, Ray had his opportunity to get some good runs in. He ran with the Joe Gibbs Racing Factory program, moved over to Space Station Gaming, and since then, he's still remained an active competitor across multiple levels. While he hasn't gone back to the Coca-Cola iRacing Series since that point, make no mistake, Malik Ray is one to watch out for, and on a good night, he'll still take any driver to school, no matter who they are. Terrell Baker leads, Armstrong second, Ben White third. River Page concludes the top 5, and he does so with very nearly a fraction of a nose over the drivers he's adjacent to. 3 wide, and it's very deep. On the outside, Joe Armstrong now pulling away with a little bit more help from River Page. Page and the outside line are the fastest group of all, and they got Peyton Howell coming with. Peyton Howell, another driver with some NASCAR experience. He collected some Road to Pro qualifying wins, particularly some races on FTN Broadcasting many a year ago. Tonight, he is in the black number 3. Shades of Dale Earnhardt, as you'll see on the timing ticker. He's bringing it all the way back to as early as the early 1990s, and of course we saw the number 3 last, winning at Daytona in the 2018 500. That, of course, coming behind the wheel was Austin Dillon. However, Earnhardt won the 98 Daytona 500 in the black 3, his son winning it twice, 2004 and 2014 respectively. Bottled up on the top side, Howell not getting enough help to get up to the top. The top still leads. It's Armstrong fighting Benjamin White. It appears still that Joe Armstrong is slightly faster until they enter 1. Rewind, a big scuffle. Now Cash Culp is coming up. Culp, last time he was on FTN, he dominated. And it was a huge, huge performance in the Universal iRacing Series All-Star Race. He was able to start from the back of the field, make his way up in a reverse qualifying procedure, and come away with the All-Star win about as easy as it came for the 57 crew. 3 wide and a few drivers still alongside Cash Culp. Still tied up. The 15 machine, Jacob Wilkerson, 3 wide with the 30 of Derek Shaver. Finds himself now on the inside. And also, got the 65 car. That's John Forbes. Forbes making his first start. One of the many drivers in that rookie category there. John looking for a shot to break out and make his name known. Right now, of the rookies, they run Benjamin White, Malik Ray, Kenny Brady, Michael Gregory, Aiden Walker, Peyton Howell, and John Forbes. Quite a lot of those first-time guys in the top 10. Leading doesn't indicate anything about whether or not you're a rookie or not. And instead, it more so seems that the veteran guys on the sim are the one who are leading. IORA experience isn't the end-all be-all. Terrell Baker, he doesn't have a full season under his belt. He's a driver who's been with us many a time before, but still hasn't quite gotten that first career season in, never went after a championship anyway. He's still looking for his first win. That's going to be his top priority goal tonight. Take it to victory lane, something that still has not been done for this crew. Can he do it? That's the question. Baker often rides alone, doesn't have a lot of teammates in his back pocket, but he's got a lot of trust, and the reputations of these drivers oftentimes precede themselves. As you can see with White, with Brady, with Malik Ray, all these drivers here with the Coke and Road to Pro experience have found each other again. But look who's back up here, Chase Schaefer. Schaefer has found himself an opportunity to fight again for the race lead. He fell back immediately after grabbing the pole position, and while he hasn't led a lap yet, the 74 is confident tonight. He is one of the core drivers of this series. While not a champion, he's a winner season after season. And rarely do we find Chase Schaefer running in the back half for any longer than a handful of laps, particularly at the super speedways, where he is quite confident about his ability. Chase runs right now in 4th place and keeps himself just behind your leader of Malik Ray. The sun already setting, and for Malik Ray, he'll be leading these guys into the nighttime by the looks of it. TCB goes up high, blocks Schaefer pretty hard there. That could have been nasty, but luckily everyone gets away with it. Baker now is scored in 3rd. Chase Schaefer going to duck back. Fall a little bit further behind. He finds himself now in 6th, but nothing crazy. Michael Gregory in the middle of a 3-wide scenario here. Michael in the purple Toyota Supra is now stuck 3 middle, as is Daniel Mosteller. Remember, the Demos was in the back half of the qualifying order today, and now it appears he is in the top 10 conversation. Hasn't yet gotten up to the back bumper of driver number 18. That is Benjamin White. But if he does, don't be surprised, because Daniel Mosteller knows what it's about. He cuts through the field with a remarkable amount of efficiency, no matter where he's coming from. You might remember, season 4 of this race is running. Mosteller started the final restart, a 2-lap shootout, 17th. Oh, contact! Cash Cope up the circuit. Mosteller involved, as is Derek Shaver. First caution of the day. Cope up the circuit. Trouble, caution, yellow flag for the first time this season. And among those involved, the greatest of this series, Daniel Mosteller. Here's a look once again. Let's focus a little bit more on what happens here with Cash Cope. Cope was running on the back bumper of Benjamin White. Oh, just a tap from Michael Gregory. That sends the 65 up high. 00 card barely drives out of it. Derek Shaver involved, as is Daniel Mosteller. And a lot of hits. Yaroslav Donskoy. You have the 9 car sliding out of the way as well. That's Bryce Benton. No fast repairs tonight, so for all these drivers, and of course, for Daniel Mosteller, early troubles are far from good. With still 80 laps to go, before we even cross the start finish this time by. Here's a ride on board Mosteller, former race winner at this event, the 3-time champion. Here's how it looked from his end. Sideways, Culp ahead, really nothing he can do. And Mosteller caught right a lot. The right side a lot. Some front end scuffing. Car should be fine, but the bodywork is going to need, as described aptly, some work. To the head of the field, Malik Ray leads them in. There's Terrell Baker. Now to see who's the first driver out. Doesn't appear any driver is going to choose to stay in. Ryan Arnold with some difficulty. Malik Ray flying out. He'll be the first driver out by a lion's share. Malik Ray, Chase Schaefer, and after him, Payson Lindsay, Jacob Wilkerson, Terrell Baker, Aladam Contreras, Ben White, and the 69 of Frank DeAngelis. Kenny Brady and Michael Gregory sum up the top 10. Even still, it's Malik Ray's world as he jumps out in front. For the first time tonight is Ray winning off pit road. Malik Ray, first out of pit road, 21 laps in. It's his first career IORA Cup Series race, and he still is running about as good as it gets. Ray leads Chase Schaefer, Payson Lindsay, Jacob Wilkerson, and TCB in the top 10. Talk about some of the other rookies. Kingsley Nwoko runs in 16th in the Precision Performance Toyota Supra. A little bit further back, Riker Byram in the All-American Whataburger Ford Mustang is 20th place. Douglas Newbigging is not a rookie, but a part-time driver in previous seasons. He rides just behind. Ethan Delaire takes the 98 for a spin. One of the many drivers to step into that car. And today, Diego Acuna is 25th in the 82. The 82 has swapped hands as Aiden Donahue will move over officially to the 082. For Donahue, he'll drive in the PepsiCo Chevrolet. And he'll take it to the top of the track. 13th place for Donahue. Aiden, a well-regarded rookie in his last time of attempting IORA, which was last season more than a year ago. And a great driver in Saturday Night Thunder. Speaking of SNT competition, if you've missed it, we have too. And we have the word. September 26th, that Saturday night, we begin again with some of the coverage of the most exciting weekend racing in simulated motorsport. We'll continue with the Daytona International Speedway being the likely venue of choice to start the year. September 26th, live on FTN, Saturday Night Thunder is set to return. Payson Lindsay and Malik Ray are the top two drivers. They will get things going and begin it all 22 laps in. We'll restart at lap 23. Double file restarts will be in effect tonight. Until and unless admins decide otherwise. Very likely they won't, given the state of this race. Good early run, just a minor tap and some contact involving Gregory, Cash Culp, and Daniel Osteller. That's what gets things going. And now it's double file all the way through as we get going again. We'll lead off this time with Payson Lindsay on the inside, Malik Ray, the control car, on the outside. It's time to go back to business, this time through. iRacing pace cars in, and we are off once again. First restart of the night. Malik Ray up high. It's his circuit. He'll pull away about a car length off the jump. Out of 3 and 4, Chase Schaefer, your pole sitter, lines up again with Malik Ray. They'll head side by side into the next set of corners. It's lap 24 out of 100. Clean restart for all drivers. Ray, now, just behind him is Jacob Wilkerson. We've talked about Wilkerson before. He's wanted this circuit. We've seen him on Saturday nights do it. But on the Thursday night tour, he's been a little bit less lucky. He's got Terrell Baker now, just a few positions off him. The Baker car, a winner at Daytona. A lot of drivers now lining up who have that experience. They've won here as well. Take a look further behind. You've got Kenny Brady in the 33. Kenny, as it stands, well, he's had himself a little bit of a tumultuous night. As it stands, you see him there in the 54, one of the few drivers here running outside of his regular number. You take a look on board with him in the inside. He's in the top 10 fight and looking for a bit more. From the inside perspective, Kenny Brady here. It's 3 wide. Aiden Walker split and shot down the middle. He's got no help. All Malik Ray into the back straightaway. Benjamin White in the 18, just behind him. Nathan Palawada, your final qualifier, is also in the top 10 mix now. Palawada was 40th and last of all drivers who got things started today. The final driver to make the cut. He was fast enough by 5/1000ths of a second to come ahead of drivers including James Thurston. We talked about that did not qualify list. We could read it out now of those who did not get started tonight, and that includes a notable sum: Cooper Glick, David Brunson, Levi Lipe, Von Drugman, Alexander Balderas, James Thurston, Vincent Guecci, Austin Holsey, Trevor Huff, Collar McGillen, Aaron Kovnat, Jake Lawrence, Jackson Anderson, Lars Kinowith, and that's the group that didn't make it into the show tonight. However, 40 others have decided to stay the course. Kingsley Nwoko now on the inside, and middle 3 behind is Jacob Malone. Quarter way through with 75 laps to go. Peyton Howell heads up high. Malik Ray still with the best view in the house here. You see him on the outside, pushed well by Jacob Wilkerson. Here's a look from the back end perspective. As you can see here, Wilkerson, he has a great line of drivers behind him. He's got Chase Schaefer, River Page. They've combined for a championship and dozens of wins apiece, and they are still stuck with one another as they roar down the back straightaway at a speed of north of 185 miles an hour. Chase Schaefer just can't quite keep up right now. Wilkerson now with a 2-car breakaway. Terrell Baker leading the inside, a little bit of a scuffle here. Aiden Walker is in the middle. He is packed into that sandwich. You have Baker on the bottom. You have Aiden Donahue up high, but it's really Nathan Palawada he's got to worry about. Nathan right now is stuck to the wall. You take a look with the wide angle view we have here, and you'll see what it's like. He's all the way up high by the catch fence. If anything happens, he will get basically crushed on impact. He's fine right now, but one small slip up from any of these drivers, which we saw earlier with Cash Culp and Daniel Mosteller, that could result in a race-ending wreck. Inside, low, now Beaver Serrano as well. Serrano's 23rd, and he's holding forward here. The outside is 8-driver bunch, about the smallest it's been all race long. '38 car. Wayne Kennedy Last time we saw Kennedy was about a year and 3 months ago. He won in Talladega, his first career victory last season. Now, he's back again. He won that race for about 40th in qualifying. Oh, the 41 of Baker, Devins Baker. He'll keep it together, just on the wall and loose, but he gets away. Back to Kennedy. Wayne is a one-time winner. He's run and won at a track like this before. He qualified today in the mid-pack, and he looks solid enough now, just lying back alongside Joe Armstrong. Armstrong is in one of the lowest spots he's been in all night long, and a little bit of a slowdown in the middle. Bryce Benton gonna let go, give a little bit more room for Armstrong to back off. It is his side-by-side fight at the line again. Malik Ray leads lap 30. No stage break for this race. We're going the distance however we get there. Lap 50, the halfway point. And the majority of the field now has gone to pit road at least once. Lap 21 when they went into pit road, so we could be looking at a 40-lap stint on the numbers. What we do is generally take the amount of mileage these drivers can get on a run. That's about 100 miles, and we divide that by the track, 2.5 miles the Daytona circuit is. That gives them about 40 laps, give or take, they can run on the fuel cell. So they have about 30 laps remaining now, and for Malik Ray and Wilkerson, it might be a little bit less as line leaders. Everyone else following them, maybe a lap or two extra they can go. About 30 drivers in the lead pack. This goes back to Dalton Hayes, the rookie, in the Brandt 47. This Chevrolet Camaro is making his first career start. You'd have to look back next to Diego Acuna and Frank DeAngelis. They are way behind now, running 8 seconds off the lead in positions 31 and 32. We won't be talking too much about these drivers. They do have their place on the lead lap. If a caution comes out, they'll be fine, but otherwise, it's pretty solid. Malik Ray still in control, but take a look at River Page on the inside. Page now goes low. River now sees Aladam Contreras on the middle. It's middle 3 with the M&M's number 92 holding his own. This is the highest Contreras has been in the mid-pack. And he's got Chase Schaefer just behind him. Good shove from Schaefer is going to get that mid-groove going. Now you'll see River starting to make some waves. Next group of lappers you got to watch out for. It's going to include Enoch Hancock and John Forbes. Forbes and Derek Shaver alike. These three drivers, they're very far off. They're coming out of turn 2 right now, making their way down the back straightaway, and there's Malik Ray. Malik Ray, coming out of the corner, isn't particularly far behind on this next pack. That's the thing to worry about. Lappers are allowed to fight for position on the racing surface. So if these drivers end up catching up to guys who are very far behind, as they are right now, closest is DG Swiss, we might see a problem. Swiss is in 36th place. He's the final driver on the lead lap, and he is significantly slower than everyone. He'll bow out, and he will let everyone go by. And it looks like the pack will make it through without incident. We've seen before where drivers like Swiss have, say for instance, gone up there as lappers, but for Swiss, his first race, he'll let the field by. He'll try to get in the pack. Very likely he'll get in that second pack that we talked about before with DeAngelis, or the third with John Forbes. Malik Ray, still your leader. He has now led the past some 10 laps consecutive. Jacob Wilkerson has been a remarkable pusher. That trust game is something you have to start discussing when you look at these leaders here. Who do you want to work with, and can you trust them to carry you the distance? Right now, it appears that Wilkerson and Ray alike have found each other, and they're very confident with one another. Jacob, of course, and Malik have both run in the same sphere of drivers for a long time now. Same goes for a driver like Peyton Howell or Kenny Brady. That's why they're together right now, and you can see them getting closer to one another each and every lap. But what do you make of a driver like Aiden Donahue? Donahue, not a regular on the service. We see him occasionally on Thursday and Saturday nights, but he's up against some of the best to ever do it. And by the numbers, The odds are stacked against him, but he's still there. Contact Aladam Contreras and company spinning in the back. River Page and the 93 goes. Terrell Baker slides. Cautions out for the second time tonight. And a series of spinners with a nasty hit at the back of the field. Yellow flag out. We're going to take an immediate replay as one driver up and over. Caution out for the second time tonight. Here's the replay. This started around Terrell Baker and Aladam Contreras. Bryce Benton into Contreras, hits the 25, sends him down to Chase Schaefer, and then River Page. Baker ends up on the bottom of the track, but watch for what happens next. There's more contact way after this point. Baker gets away and does so straight, but watch behind. And we'll take a look one more time with, this is the 98, one of our rookie drivers, Ethan Dallaire, as he got a backseat view of the entire incident. From Dallaire's point, now he wasn't the driver that flipped up and over. We saw it there out of the corner of our eyes, and still not a read on who exactly that was. One more time here. Riker Byram among those in the pack at the time of the wreck. And a ridiculous hit for our second caution. This is probably going to send the field down to pit road, as you'll see it here. Yellow flag out. Nathan Palawada among those who make it through with minimal damage, but we saw Terrell Baker and company all the way up and over for some. 36 laps in out of 100, the caution is out. Now Riker Byram gets out of the way. How about that number 98? Ethan Dallaire is one of the points of conversation. We'll point our eyes to Dallaire one more time as he went for a wild ride, and that's where it happened. Up and over multiple times. Ethan Dallaire destroyed. Here's a look. Ethan Dallaire going all the way through the air with a several backflip maneuver. We have not seen this all night long. The nastiest hit of them all. Contact, wreckage. Dallaire tries to avoid. And then take a look at this. Ends up crossing over the embankment and wrecks himself, flying through. Wreck avoidance of the race, but he caused himself more trouble than had he been just fine. And going down to the bottom, I don't know what to make of that. Yellow flag out again. Malik Ray is your race leader, and it took us a little bit to get our eyes on that hit. I can't imagine anyone would have expected to see the somersault that we just witnessed. And it was entirely voluntary. Very rare moment where a Daytona flip is, shall we say, entirely a driver's choice. Pretty difficult descriptor to put on it, but that's about as good as it gets. Yellow flag out. Malik Ray, 37 laps in out of 100, has proven dominant over the second fifth of this race as we come closer to the halfway mark. He's gotten better and better, stronger and stronger, and really faster and faster from the lap 20 mark to now. Particularly spurred on by the assistant of a friend in Jacob Wilkerson. The best two drivers in the field have stayed the best and have stayed pretty much alone in that status. Double foul restart all over again. We'll go at it at lap number 39. Michael Gregory on the bottom starts today in P2. The back straightaway filled with the litany of drivers that are, at the very least, in some form of racing shape. And of course, the leader of them all, Ray. But this time he's going to be side by side with Michael Gregory. That's an exciting thing to keep in mind. Gregory has been close to the leading positions. I mean, he's been in the top 5 conversation. He's been give or take up here, but he hasn't yet gotten everything out of the car when it comes to winning. I mean, he's been ridiculously close, yes, but leading laps consecutively has been a job reserved for only Malik Ray. Rare to see it happen that way, but so far it has been the Ray show. Ray and Wilkerson anyway. And we mentioned Aiden Donahue is a lonely driver sitting among some of the Road to Pro guys and the Coke Series guys. Difficult, but so far he has hung up there with the heavyweights and made sure they know his name. Back to the green flag, this time by lap number 39. It's your second restart of the day. After a brutal hit for some, including Aladam Contreras, Terrell Baker, and notably Ethan Dallaire flipping in the sky, it's Malik Ray's time to shine as he'll lead the field back to speed. Ray now has Benjamin White with him. They're a very solid dynamic duo. Benjamin White hasn't gotten a lot of time pushing like Wilkerson has, but if there's anyone to trust in these situations of being the second man, the pusher, Benjamin White has quite a rep. He's worked alongside a lot of these Coke Series guys for the past few years. He's a reputable face, and while he's never gone out there for himself in the Coca-Cola iRacing series, he knows his way around the virtual garage in a degree that's very similar to a lot of your top 10. Kingsley Nwoko, how about Kingsley? The 93 making his first start and really coming out of left field has proven to be one of the fastest. Double file again. It's the Precision Performance 93 for Nwoko. You might remember Aiden Walker used to be that 93. Well, with the re-registration of all drivers, it was Nwoko able to get the number, and that moved the number 93 back to the 39. 40 laps in out of 100, make it a 41-lap showdown so far. Malik Ray is all attention on him. He still leads, but take a look at this. Peyton Howell in the number 3, making his way, digging down to the inside for the race lead. It could be his for the first time tonight. Jason Semedo in the chat room rooting on for TCB and Joe. Right now, Baker trying to redeem himself after an early incident, and Joe Armstrong is in the mix. TCB looks to be relatively undamaged after that one, and Armstrong is in the top 10. Keep your eyes peeled for both of those guys, as pit road is again irrelevant. Drivers went down to pit road at lap 37. Their latest possible pit lap will be lap number 80. Give or take. That's about as long as they can go. Malik Ray, the rocket ship on the high side. And not much has changed there, so we'll take a look further behind and talk about some guys we have mentioned in passing. Hunter Bogdan in the 86. Bogdan has often looked at himself as one of the underdog guys in this series, and by all means, that's a fair assessment based on his seasons and his tenure and his abilities on the circuit. He's one of the guys who can hang up there in any given week, but the results have never quite gone his way to his liking. But one big test was to get into this race. He's already made it. He's here with one goal, prove everyone wrong, and he is in this big leading pack, running on the inside. He's got a big shot to fight up the conveyor belt and again make his move to the lead. .43 laps in out of 100. The 39 of Aiden Walker watches Terrell Baker. He watches from the rearview mirror anyway, and we can take a look inside that perspective and see what's going on. Side by side now. Aiden Walker gets a little bit of clearance. Still ever so slightly open. 43 laps and big contact. Aiden Walker around. He'll go with Beaver Serrano. Big trouble again. Caution for the third time tonight. And Walker, one of the juggernauts of this field, is involved. Yellow, yellow, yellow. The third of the day. Here's a look. Watch what happened here for Aiden Walker as he was among those involved. It's side by side. Oh, Kennedy is hit. Then it's Walker into Serrano, but it's really Wayne Kennedy who gets the first contact, but he'll get away from it. Yellow flags out. Here's a rear view perspective from Wayne Kennedy, who slams the wall, but he will otherwise get away with it. Take a look from the back end. Somehow, as the driver, I would argue most involved in that one, he's pretty lucky. As Aiden Walker ends up sliding, he ends up collecting a lot more contact than that. Kennedy will continue on, and the fourth caution of the day comes out at lap number 45. It is Benjamin White scored as your race leader. Toe-to-toe, White and Ray, the top two drivers still. Third is now driver number 3, Peyton Howell. And Kingsley Nwoko, of the non-NASCAR rookies, is the leading guy. Nathan Palawada, your 40th and last place qualifier. Well, he finds himself going down to pit road with everyone else. It looks like that's the popular call. And he's running inside the top 10 as it stands. He's had himself a hell of a night so far. There's Beaver Serrano getting damage repaired. To the inside, here comes Nwoko. You others. Who's the first man out is the question, and it looks like it's going to be Peyton Howell. No, it's going to be by far Malik Ray. Ray bolts out with Peyton Howell. The 20 of Jacob Malone. Then the rookie Ryan Arnold falls back. Aiden Donahue and Jacob Wilkerson are going to be the top 5 guys, with Armstrong Nwoko, DeAngelis White, and Hunter Bogdan in the top 10. Malik Ray will be sent to the end of the line. It appears a speeding penalty issued. That will drop him to the tail. That gives Peyton Howell the lead. We'll restart at lap number 48. The halfway mark. Lap 50 just a few moments ahead of us here. But a long distance to go until we get to the checkered flag. Peyton Howell getting a chance to lead the way, and this is perhaps the biggest shock of all. A huge mistake made by Malik Ray. And of course, it's a very small mistake, but it's going to send him very far back on where he was running. Ray, according to timing and scoring, is now in the 22nd position. As a matter of fact, he's fallen back a little bit further to 23rd. He will be all the way at the back of the field when we get started again. One lap to green this time by. Peyton Howell up to the top of the circuit. Jacob Malone will choose to go with him. That gives Aiden Donahue the inside, and for the first time, he will have a chance to take the lead. side by side and many rows deep. A pit road violation will give Peyton Howell his first lead of the night. He leads his first lap. Donahue now with the opportunity to really take hold, bring this one his way. Malik Ray's on the bottom. He'll be starting on the inside low as a few drivers coming off of pit road will start behind him. But he's outside of the top 20 for the first time tonight. Among those who are coming up there's Dalton Hayes, there's Frank DeAngelis, there is Diego Acuna, Ryan Arnold, Aiden Walker, Michael Gregory, and Bryce Benton, and then River Page. Those are the drivers who are on the lead lap, but they will be starting behind the 88 of Malik Ray on the pretense that they went down to pit road, and a penalty was awarded to Ray. Restart number 4 tonight. It's Peyton Howell, Aiden Donahue, and Jacob Malone, the top 3. The superstars of this race, bar one, and perhaps the only one, is really an exception, Malik Ray. Double file for the 4th time tonight. Getting back to business. The green flag will fly. It's all Peyton Howell on the outside. He'll lead him back to green and up to speed as he drops quickly to the inside. Peyton Howell and Aiden Donahue remain first and second places. You can continue to watch them work with each other, but quick, even quicker. Joe Armstrong making it a 3-wide race. Shot to the middle, and here he comes. Armstrong with Wilkerson, first and second, and for the first time tonight, it is Joe Armstrong to the point. Positions 1 and 2. And now, by a lion's share, Joe Armstrong leads the way from Daytona. One, two, three, four. Armstrong, Wilkerson, Malone, and Donahue. Now the 5th man is going to be Kingsley Nwoko. Kingsley is just about an inch ahead of Benjamin White here. 3 wide, the 82 of Donahue right there with. It's a tight fight. Aladam Contreras was able to get out of that early incident with some damage repair. And it appears all is well for him. Joe Armstrong still holding the fort as this time around, if he leads, he'll take us to the halfway lap. 50 laps to go after this point. Take a look at that outside. So many times at Daytona, we see the inside groove get away as the significantly faster organization. But tonight, interestingly enough, the outer group has been a rocket ship. Now, I'm not exactly sure what would be the cause of that off the top of anyone's head. It just appears that tonight, ripping the high line, giving a little bit more speed across the circuit, has helped these drivers out more. And quite simply, the only objective, getting across the track and maintaining position. Joe Armstrong in a great place. Wilkerson has proven himself, I think, to be the best passer and pusher of the field. If there were to be pusher ratings given out by any driver, I would say Wilkerson is in the upper echelon. He's been pushing leaders so far for about 35 laps of this race, and he's done it with multiple drivers, and he's been reliable, and he has been bad fast. Everyone else, well, to each their own, but Wilkerson has the stats to back it up. 51 out of 100 make that 50 laps to go. The halfway point has been reached here for the virtual world center of racing, and all eyes are on what these inside line guys can do. I mean, one of them, for instance, is Benjamin White. White was previously the pushing man for Malik Ray, but ever since Malik Ray got away, well, took him a long time to get back up to speed. Here we go. He found Ray. Malik is back in the mix, dropping down to the inside, and here comes the lightning and thunder. You got the inside roaring back up. Armstrong already with track position. This is the fight. Wilkerson, Armstrong, Ray, and, well, also Benjamin White there. Malik Ray. Look at that. Already side by side and even. Ray decides to go high, swapping low. Benjamin White takes the lead. Terrell Baker now in fourth. Now, what do you expect out of these drivers here if they're already up and they're, by all accounts, I wouldn't say blocking up the lead, but they seem to be in pretty constant, stable positions? How is the field going to react? 48 laps to go. They got quite a lot of time to react. Here's one driver, Riley Marabello, part-time driver with a little bit of experience in this field. We've seen him for maybe 3 or 4 races at most. A lot more time in the Schumacher Racing League, among other things. He hasn't done a lot today, but he's found a friend. That's going to mean a lot more as the race goes on. Now he's with Dominic Barbagallo. Dom and he have raced together for several seasons in the Schumacher Racing League, and if they stay linked up, they might be able to push through some of those guys who are alone. Big wiggle from Jacob Malone. He saves that at over 180 miles an hour, and that was a misstep away from a catastrophe. Armstrong, loose, way low goes Benjamin White. Ben White, have a day. He saves it at speed as well. Can you believe it? 2 big saves, and again, even if there are minor jostles from drivers, it is 10 times harder to save it at any speed when you're at Daytona. Not only are you going fast down the straights, but if you get caught in the corners, forget about it. Next to no one can save it in the corners. I can only imagine a few examples of it happening in the real world where drivers have really saved it in the corners at Daytona. The 1990 Daytona 500, Dale Earnhardt, he blew a tire, but like it or not, the fact that he stayed straight and didn't end up hitting Derek Cope on the way to his maiden Cup Series win was unbelievable. And of course, Kyle Busch, when he did it in the Budweiser shootout some 15 years ago, that's one of the lone examples you can think of. Earnhardt maybe the other. Saving it, period, at Daytona is an immeasurable challenge. Ray has found Wilkerson, and the field has been put to sleep. Maybe not literally anyway, but when these drivers are together, no one is even close to as good. They're a great duo. Coming across the line, Malik Ray. Ducking to the inside. And looking for some clean air. Across the line, you got Ben White to the inside. I don't know what he's going to do here. I really don't think he can pull back up into Malik Ray's draft. Armstrong loose. There goes the 20. Big trouble for Jacob Malone. He slides. And as does Dominic Barbagallo, Devins Baker, all around. It's your 5th caution. Yellow flag. It begins with Jacob Malone. Watch this. Malone got into the back end of River Page was stuck 4 wide, and you see Malone all the way up to the top side and hit harsh contact as he ever so slightly gets Michael Gregory, and that's when things erupt. Wiggles, Barbara Gallo goes around, Riker Byram gets away, but Aiden Walker slides, as does Devins Baker, and the caution is out. Very likely everyone's going to go down to pit road this time by. Can't imagine otherwise. Baker wiggles, and he's got damage. A little bit of trouble for the 65 car of John Forbes. But everyone else gets away. Jacob Wilkerson, Kenny Brady, Peyton Howell, and Benjamin White. With Terrell Baker as the final driver in the top 5, well, that's the group that'll lead them. Do they decide to go to pit road? The answer is a resounding yes. Wilkerson makes it down and in. He's the first to come in. The expectation is no tires, just gas. This isn't enough. This is just enough fuel. Just enough to go the rest of the race. If you save in the first 10 to 15 laps. Which means, key thing, don't be the leader. Jacob Wilkerson rolls off of pit road. It's all his. He gets out first. He'll be followed swiftly by the rest of the field, including but not limited to Bryce Benton, Aladam Contreras, Joe Armstrong, Benjamin White, Terrell Baker, Kenny Brady, Peyton Howell, Acuna, Marabello are the last 10. And here we go once more. Miami 5698 in the chat coming in to show some support for our friend Henry Kaloff. Gee, what a quiet night it's been for Kaloff. He's still on the lead lap, but the Fort Worth Chevrolet is getting some extra service to get back up to speed. Chase Schaefer also on pit road here, getting a little bit of service himself. Looks like in large part the car is fine. He should be able to continue on, but it's the right front just a little bit scuffed. Wilkerson, Benton, Aladam Contreras. Top 3 guys as we head with 2 laps to green. We'll restart with 40 laps remaining. Jacob Wilkerson is again separate from Malik Ray. Malik Ray, according to timing and scoring, 2 laps down, it appears that that team is bowed out. We're going to come back to timing and scoring in just a moment, but we'll see what happened with Ray and if he was caught up in the most recent debacle. And it appears no clear read on the Ray situation. We'll look one more time. He was leading previously. And here's a look at where he was, but Malik Ray's client manually disconnected. And so we do not see him on the racetrack. Here's a look one more time. This is the last lap that Ray ran. So if there's any indication of what happened to him, you'll get a look at what happened now. Yellow flag came out, and with 41 laps to go, Ray led as everyone dispersed. He pulls to the inside and dives way inside, and it's clear his intention right then and there to get out of the car. So either way, it's a voluntary disconnection from Malik Ray from the lead. That will give Jacob Wilkerson the top spot. And not sure what happened or what caused that for Ray, but nevertheless, it is now Wilkerson in control. Wilkerson and White, top two drivers. They'll set it off again this time. .40 laps to go. Past the halfway point. If drivers save even a lap of fuel over the course of 40, they will go the distance without any complication. Back to green for your fifth restart of the day at lap number 60. Make it 61. The green flags out from Daytona. Now with Malik Ray out of the picture, you have to imagine it's a little bit more open a race. I wouldn't say it's particularly simple for these drivers, but as it stands, it's going to become a little bit more of an opportunity to break into that leading bunch. And Jacob Wilkerson, interestingly enough, he has a chance to lead the way, something that he has not had such an opportunity to do all night long. For all those watching live on FTN Broadcasting, every subscriber counts. And if you're enjoying tonight's coverage, it is completely free to subscribe. Just check out the bottom button right below your viewport where you're watching the stream and hit subscribe. Very recently, we crossed the 3,300 threshold, and we are greatly appreciative of each and every one of you. Again, thank you to our FTN Broadcasting members for their continued support. Subscribers, paid members, and those who like the stream go the distance in helping spread all the great racing we have on our Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights of coverage. Next broadcast will be Saturday night. It'll be the NSR Gen 4 Cup Series brought to you by Garrett Hess. He'll be on the call, and it'll be a race, our second of the season in that field. Believe they'll be going to Myrtle Beach for an interesting short track showdown. 38 to go now. Peyton Howell, 14th place. A little bit further back on where he's run according to timing and scoring, but he's back in the top 10 picture now, riding high in 6th. Take a look on board. Now that's Benjamin White, but beside him on the outside is Howell, now getting a good look up top. As we've talked about all night long, the outside line has been somewhat remarkable. In a way that we've never seen before at this circuit with this group of drivers, the outer bunch has been dominant. And I have to imagine that it's come as a little bit of a shock for even our veteran drivers. The inside often gets the better picking of drivers, gets more guys. But Wilkerson, Armstrong, and even Malik Ray, as we saw before, were confidently using that outside. And so now it appears that Wilkerson dictates the field even on what has been the less popular groove. Bryce Benton places second right now. Highest spot, Contreras in the wall. Aladon Contreras slamming the outside. Drivers dispersing through the grass. We should stay green. Yellow flags out. Again for Aladon Contreras. He saves it, but here's a look at why that happened. Take a look at your 19th place man now. Contreras riding in the top 5 at the time of the wreck. And he just gets slammed in the wall. The field gets away from it, but look. Yeah, he gets shot out. Driver's fan out. Like Aiden Donahue. Donahue goes all the way to the inside, and it's such a dramatic flare. The caution's out. It's going to be a safety yellow to ensure all drivers can get back up to speed clearly. And we are at a standstill with another yellow flag. 66 laps in out of 100. That is your 6th of the day. Jacob Wilkerson will be your leader. When we say hello to the green flag again, starting to see a few more yellow flags creep in. Luckily, though, everyone got away from that one. But regardless of which, it's still going to be a yellow flag. The field still slows down, so we'll have to be a little bit more patient. Wilkerson, Benton, Armstrong, White, and Acuna have a big choice to make. Will they decide to go to the inside on pit road? Or will they stay out and save fuel? The answer will be held inside Jacob Wilkerson's Toyota Supra. Here's a listen. As for his outside, well, that's telling. Wilkerson is confident he can go the rest of the way without complications. As for everyone else, every other driver in the field, they've decided, well, maybe pit road's a little bit more important than he thought. And so Bryce Benton will lead the entirety of this bunch down, and it appears he'll be the man who leads them out. That's right, Bryce Benton gets the jump off of pit road with Joe Armstrong, Michael Gregory. Then you have White, Baker, Walker, Mosteller, Donahue. Looks like Contreras still in the mix, and Kaloff. Timing and scoring loop will update, and officially we'll have a few drivers move in and out of that ladder. As it stands, Jacob Wilkerson is still your leader. Michael Gregory jumps up to second. Joe Armstrong falls back as the winner off pit road is Bryce Benton. Benton will have Armstrong following him, Benjamin White, and now with timing and scoring updates, you'll have Peyton Howell in the number 3, the 82, that being the rookie of Diego Acuna, the 00 of Riley Marabello, the 39 of Aiden Walker. You'll have then 25 at TCB, and Terrell Baker at the back end of this top 10 brigade. Wilkerson and Gregory are confident they can go all the way. As you can see here, Michael Gregory, well, his confidence has not waned. He has decided to do the more conservative thing and saving fuel on the bottom of the track. He's doing what we call clutching and coasting. Take a listen. Here's right now, he's in that stage of coasting, not getting it on the clutch, but he's weighing his options, staying low, giving the car as little power as possible. Staying on the bottom. He comes to the green this time by. Estimates show that Michael Gregory and Jacob Wilkerson are on the needle. And by the needle, I mean that they are right exactly on the line that determines whether or not they will be able to get through the rest of the race without having to go to pit road. The differentiation between making it and not making it is small. Let's say a few hundred feet, a few hundred yards maybe. It's going to take a lot of small procedural effort to confirm that they can go the distance, those drivers, but they could do it. It's just going to be a matter of biding time and getting to the end of this race with a little bit more fuel saved than the drivers around. Now, consequently, everyone else around them is not going to have any reason to save any fuel. Why would you save fuel when you've already gone to pit road? So Benton is in a different position. He's going to be like, screw it, let's be as aggressive as possible. Why not? Go all the way. However, if you're Jacob Wilkerson, or if you're Michael Gregory, you got to work together right now and figure out, hey, how do we stay up in front when we also have a little bit of fuel to save? You can't be as aggressive, because what if you run out coming out of turn 4? You would be perhaps a miracle worker to get that way through. I don't know. It's going to be hard on the outside. It's going to be hard alone more than anything. Bryce Benton has the biggest opportunity of his career staring him right in the face. We only have 33 laps to go. when we get back to the green flag this time by. Back to the green flag. 32 to go. You got Jacob Wilkerson on the high side. He's going to do it all over again. And to the inside of pit road, it is the iRacing pace car. Time to get back to work one more time. Jacob Wilkerson and Bryce Benton will see the green flag. Green flag is out again. At lap number 69, it's Wilkerson and Gregory who hold down the fort. Joe Armstrong in P4. Riding in a largely outside dominant circuit that really is just a circuit. Drivers connected one after the other, almost in perfect fashion. A few drivers have descended and got to the inside, but it's such a minuscule amount that you have to imagine, hey, what's going to happen here? Do they line up top? Do they try something else? As it stands, it looks like the inside is starting to organize, but it is the outside far and away leading. Bryce Benton, Michael Gregory, Jacob Wilkerson. Led by Wilkerson, it's a 31 lap to go run from here, and the top three are way out in front. They've got little to worry about, as now in P5 is going to be Benjamin White following Joe Armstrong. Watch the backside. White in the brand new Madden Football 27 paint scheme. Something we haven't gotten to notice all night long, that's one of the newer GameStop designs. It's a custom one, harkening back to the times of Joe Gibbs Racing actually running with GameStop in the mid-2010s. Madden Football, of course, one of the most lauded series of simulation sport on consoles year after year. So fitting enough that it's on iRacing today. 71 laps in, 30 laps to go. Jacob Wilkerson still keeping Michael Gregory at bay. Gregory rocketing up top, keeping Wilkerson there. The lead has been unchallenged. Hunter Bogdan is on the inside as its first driver. Bogdan to the inside, looking for the race lead. .29 to go, Hunter Bogdan in the top 5 for the first time this race. .29 laps remaining, and you can see Hunter Bogdan is also coming up with a few other underdogs in the form of, right behind him, 40th place qualifier, Nathan Palawada. Nathan qualified last of all drivers. Can he stay there? Oh, what a move from the 18 of Benjamin White. That's the type of driving that we expect to see at Daytona, and he'll get there slotting in by maybe a fraction of an inch. That's a half an inch move from Benjamin White. Nathan Palawada, for no lack of trying, loses the position. I can't imagine Palawada expected an inherently faster drive out of that number 18, but nevertheless, he'll hop back up. That gives Palawada second on the inside line. Wilkerson and Gregory first and second. Hunter Bogdan maintains in P3. 28 laps to go. Now that we're 73 laps in, the nitty-gritty is really come into play, and the lead lap category it's pretty small. You got DG Swiss, who runs in 31st all the way back there. He's off the lead pack. It's a total of 30 drivers in the main group that you see here. Of the 40 that started and the 54 that attempted, I tell you what, it is, contact. That's between second and third place. Hunter Bogdan throws himself at Michael Gregory. To the inside. Benjamin White was not a fan of Bogdan's move. Hunter gets shot 3 wide middle, and that is a clear sign they want Bogdan backing away. They want him out of this fight. They want instead to have control for themselves. Hunter Bogdan now in a precarious spot because Bryce Benton decides to do the same. Top 5 lead, single file and high. It's Terrell Baker now who leads the inside. Bogdan decided that he would go to the outer groove and try to roll there with the leaders. Jacob Wilkerson with the 18 here of Benjamin White. While Malik Ray bowed out early, the drivers he was working around have not at all stopped with one another. In fact, they've stayed exactly as they've been. To the inside and tucked low, Terrell Baker. Baker's a lonely man down there, but Palawada's going to have a shot to help him out. Watch for Nathan as he still gets himself rolled up. Now he's got a great run, wound on the inside and barreling down the back straightaway. He'll get up top there. TCB on the outside of the circuit and now giving it a hell of a ride. Joe Armstrong with the 82, the rookie of Diego Acuna. Very similar paint schemes, Donahue and Acuna, but one thing to keep in mind, Donahue has the Hendrick Chevrolet decals. Diego Acuna has the customized 82 with the Forge of Eagles sponsorship all over it. Forge of Eagles, of course, one-time Daytona winner as a sponsor. They were able to win the 2019 July race. Coming to 23 to go this time by. Coming across the line, Wilkerson and White still top 2. Top 2 drivers now see the yellow flag behind him. Cautions out with 23 laps to go. They're still sliding. Derek Shaver goes around, as does Joe Armstrong. Yellow flag again. Here's a look. Take a look at this. For Joe, who's run such a great race, this is his first sign of slipping. Now the question becomes, how bad was it? And could he have gotten away at all? Did he get away at all? Hunter Bogdan goes around with a nasty hit. No, Armstrong is pummeled. Watch this. A closer look at Joe Armstrong. Bogdan goes up at Armstrong. Donahue finishes him off. Oh, Daniel Mosteller with a nasty hit too. And spinning like a top, thanks to Derek Shaver. Look on board with Joe. Just a bad block it appeared from Hunter Bogdan. And Armstrong's race flipped upside down off that note. Joe Armstrong, perhaps the biggest victim of that incident. Yellow flag is out. Jacob Wilkerson stays your leader at the head of the field here. Jacob says yes to pit road. I can't believe it. Jacob Wilkerson decides to drop in, and he is actually lucky enough to get everyone with him, which means that pit road safety will be secured tonight. First man off by a wide margin. River Page. River Page appears to be at the head of the field now on a no tire, just gas call. We're going to get a second review on that, and it appears that's because he's the first one off of pit road as a lapper, but off of pit road from the leading bunch. Benjamin White will only follow one driver. And coming off of pit road, while Aiden Walker stays out, it's Barbagallo. Coming out as well, Riley Marabello. Walker in the 39 is now just ahead of Frank DeAngelis. So Frankie DeAngelis is the official winner off of pit road. A little bit of confusion as the 69 in one of the eccentric colored machines. He's the winner off pit road. Aiden Walker decides to stay out of any major concerns on pit road. One to green this time by. Sliding into this one with 19 laps to go. We're going to crank it up with our friends at Whiplash SimCams as soon as we see the green flag to keep things moving tonight. Whiplash Media and Whiplash SimCams, the best place to go for your iRacing cameras for tracks and cars alike. Frank DeAngelis decides to bow down, so he will give way to Aiden Walker, and on the outside, Benjamin White be second. From anything from circuits like Daytona and the NASCAR Cup Series cars to international racing overseas, Whiplash SimCams, Whiplash Media has you covered. Visit their website at whiplash-media.com to learn more. Check out their Discord server, for instance, an opportunity to get some free cameras from some of the most popular circuits on the iRacing schedule from beginning to end. Cameras are updated on a season-by-season basis and by request if you work with the Whiplash crew. So from broadcasters who are just getting started to veterans with years of experience, there really is no better place to go to up your game and use the best TV quality cameras on the iRacing market. Whiplash SimCams, bringing you the views live on FTN. $19 to go when we go green. Led by Aiden Walker and Ben White. On the lead lap right now. It's a smaller bundle. It looks like Henry Kaloff is now the final of those there, and you see who's going to fall back down as he's taking a lot of time on pit road, as is Joe Armstrong. So we'll have about 30 drivers once again fighting for the lead here. Walker, White, and Benton, the podium sitters, who are eyeing an opportunity to win. It's been Wilkerson's race in terms of dominance since Malik Ray's left. Coming to the green flag for 19 laps to go. From the World Center of Racing, we'll give you the best views from end to end here in Daytona. Led by Aiden Walker, let's crank it up from Daytona. It is 3 wide, top to bottom. And while it fades out just a moment after the start-finish line, 16 laps to go, and the checkered flag is now in sight. The home stretch for the International Online Racing Association sees 85 laps so far complete, and Benjamin White is the race leader. Jacob Wilkerson still tucked in on the inside. It's a double-file affair. Nathan Palawada now looking for a shot. It's nose to nose. 4 drivers. Baker's loose. TCB very close to going around, and man, oh man, he gets lucky. Now, a driver who's had the experience both ways of saving it and getting involved in the wreck, Jacob Malone is back in front. Malone, with extensive repairs after moderate damage, he's back in the fight. What can Jacob do now to put himself in some better prospects? Wilkerson is by the numbers, by all means, the favorite of this race. I mean, he has had a remarkable performance, but he's going to get blocked hard. That was a great move. Aiden Walker, hold no punches. He'll shoot down to the inside and get right ahead on the 15 of Wilkerson. Man, oh man. With a move like that, what else do you expect? The level of competition has gotten higher and higher, and so now it really does appear drivers are looking to that victory. They're looking at that checkered flag, and they're going to start driving like they know it's right ahead of them. And well, that could be for better or for worse. Keep that in mind. We might see a little bit riskier type of racing just on the basis of that. 14 to go. Laps winding down. Oh, spin. It's the 35 going around. It's Michael Gregory. Gregory, among others. He's got Mosteller, Derek Shaver. River Page through the grass. Cautions out. Yellow flag for Michael Gregory. 14 to go. We'll restart maybe with 10 left. Watch this. Aiden Donahue went around. Derek Shaver ended up collecting him. Shaver goes up the track. Oh, Gregory almost got away had it not been for Devins Baker there. But Aiden Donahue gets a nasty piece of it as well. A closer look at Aiden's incident. Well, perhaps the farthest look you can see, but as you go close up, Donahue is where it really begins. He was, you see in that PepsiCo machine, middle 3, but in the wrong way, then gets tagged by Daniel Mosteller. And he stays up on the top of the track while Baker shoots way high. Rushed and hit pretty hard on the top of the track. Daniel Mosteller also gets a pretty bad piece of it in his return race. 3-time champ has been far from dominant as he is, again, crunched. Not really sure whether or not Daniel Mosteller can get out of this one and keep driving. But he'll get the rollout, and the motor seems by all accounts fine. So he should be good enough to compete as he heads down to pit road this time by. He'll get some additional service, as does Aladam Contreras. Donahue, Hunter Bogdan, the rookie, you've talked about a lot, Nuwoko, and Derek Shaver. Ben White will have 10 laps to go once we go green. After the 5 lap to go marker. We'll have ourselves overtime opportunities. So another caution could throw us right into that situation. It also could be, say for instance, go out 6 laps to go and get a caution. That'll give us a 2-lap run. And basically, it's like a green-white checker, but it's not deemed an overtime finish. We will have to extend the race to finish the job if we have a caution for 5 laps to go or any later in the game. It's a late-stage circumstance. Twelve to go becomes 11. Ben White, Aiden Walker, Bryce Benton, Jacob Wilkerson, Dalton Hayes, Ryan Arnold, Jacob Malone, Peyton Howell, and Diego Acuna. Leading man of these guys who are rookies is Benjamin White. But how about Dalton Hayes? Hayes is a driver who's had little conversation in this race. Driver number 47. He's been calm. And now, well, you got to be anything but calm if you want to survive this one. But he's in the perfect situation. Bryce Benton has been with the Juggernauts for a long time today. He, much like Aiden Donahue, have been the few of the multi-season drivers, maybe not a veteran per se, but he's been hanging up there among some of the strongest competition we have ever seen. $11 to go, make it 10 once we return to the green flag. Lead lap bundle is minuscule. 24th place is Derek Shaver. Aladam Contreras is 28th officially. Yes, he's on the lead lap. One of the final drivers still there. And he is barely in position to keep fighting. But barely is there enough when we go green at lap 91. The final lap before the single-digit countdown. And one of the fastest drives to the checkered flag if we stay green. Double file. Now, the pace car lies low. 10 laps remaining. Ben White and Aiden Walker, who have been dominant for the majority of the day, especially White, are in control. 10 laps to the checkered. Watch aboard now with Nathan Palawada. Nate is low, 3rd row, watching Aiden Walker. Walker down the back straightaway, getting a huge push if Palawada can get to the back bumper, but he chooses not to. Instead, he'll lie behind intentionally. Still together. Diego Acuna, the new man in the 82 this season, has Peyton Howell right behind him. Peyton, ever the veteran, is going to lie a little bit further back. The second group includes Aladam Contreras and some of the ailing drivers with minor damage, but they're still in place if something happens. Daniel Mosteller trying to connect the gaps. He is full throttle right now with Michael Gregory, but it appears slowly but surely his chances and River Pages alike, 2 former champions, are slipping away. The former champions don't appear to have much a shot tonight. Bryce Benton and Jacob Wilkerson, meanwhile, are your leaders. And yes, it's Bryce Benton up in front. Benton, looking for his first career win, knows this is all he has. One guaranteed opportunity. And with the seasons that we've seen and the races that we've had to win at Daytona, for many drivers in this league, the opportunity comes once. Maybe one driver's opportunity came today, and it's already went. We don't know. 8 to go this time by. Final laps approaching. Bryce Benton is starting to establish a gap. Jacob Wilkerson has decided he can trust him enough to work with him. You saw with Hunter Bogdan, Bogdan got pushed way out of the way immediately. However, Bryce Benton is being given the full push treatment. I think there's enough trust embedded in him that he can go the distance, at least until that 2 lap to go or white flag period. Down to the inside and a big move. It is a risky endeavor to try and block both lanes. I have no words. 3 wide now for the race lead, and Bryce Benton gets what he paid for. Aiden Walker instead is going to get a shot on the inside to make a move here. Bryce Benton, I mean, for what it's worth, he completely took Ben White upstairs. He took him there and did it without contact or incident, but he's going to end up falling back dramatically. That's going to help Chase Schaefer if Chase can start getting a run going. Schaefer now has the opportunity to work with the number 9 car. Take a look on board inside the 74. Up top, Schaefer gets squeezed. From outside the cockpit, the view is very cramped. He's got Frank DeAngelis, who went to the back of the field after pitting twice to his side. He can't quite get away from anyone. He's locked up on the outside and on the top, no less. You've got Benjamin White here. White on the outside lane, now controlling. He's got a little bit more assistance with Jacob Wilkerson still giving him his full commitment. This is rare. Remember, Wilkerson has been very selective because he knows his worth as a pusher. And it looks like still working with White, he wants to take him there to the end. Dalton Hayes is now third on the high side. 5 laps to go. Any caution from this point will bring us to a green-white checkered. Keep that in mind as things get hectic. Up high, a little bit higher, Jacob Wilkerson goes. That's going to put one man down the sucker hole. That's the number 18. They shuffle behind. They wreck behind. Big contact. Donahue involved, as is the 47. Michael Gregory goes. And the caution for what could be the final time is out. Big wreck. Here's a look. Watch this. Began with the 47. Dalton Hayes. Chase Schaefer gets in it. Mosteller for the 3rd time tonight. River Page. Bryce Benton also involved. Big wreck. How bad was Bryson beating this one? Here's a look. I'm wondering if the number 9 car actually got out of it. It looked like he made negligible contact, if anything. He touched Page. That might be damage. According to iRacing, and you can see there, Jacob Malone goes for a wild ride. One more look with him. Here's Jacob. And he fully goes into the inside of the circuit. Drops. And he'll get away. That's going to gain him a ton of spots. Gets him up to 14th place with a wicked drift out of the infield grass. Jacob Malone is now 2 laps away from the final run of this race. And not only that, but the biggest run of this race by far. Pace car comes up. Fans watching live on FTN Broadcasting, not only if you have a favorite driver, leave a message in the chat room below, but if you've enjoyed the racing, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. This season, the IORA Cup Series will be tentatively scheduled for broadcasts on FTN every few weeks. We might not be covering the full season independently this year, but we are going to continue bringing the marquee races and, of course, the championship finale. It means everything to have your support here on the channel. It helps out these drivers, helps out the league, and, of course, helps us out in bringing great content to you. It's a thrill to be back, and if you've enjoyed, let us know and sound off on who your favorite driver is. Is it Aiden Walker? A multi-time championship contender and a guy who's gone out there for wins before? Is it Nathan Palawada, the 40th place qualifier, the last man to even make the damn race? He's here. He's in P2. Is it Jacob Wilkerson, the dominant driver who's held his own as the leading man for basically the entire race, the most valuable pusher, and maybe the best driver in this field? Or is it Ben White, the rookie who knows his way around the garage and he's proven he's as good as it gets working with guys like Wilkerson and Walker? Is your favorite driver in the back? Or are they already in the front? We'll find out who remains as we are now moments away from going to the green again. So here's the situation. If we get to the white flags and the race runs to the checkered no matter what. However, if we end up going to see another yellow, well, we might have to extend this race. Officially, it appears there's no sign of this race being extended. When we come across the start-finish line this time by, we may be given an indication. We are at lap 98 right now. It appears we're going to push one lap over, but if not, there is a potential for a one-lap shootout. Let's see what happens here as the iRacing official pace car comes across. Upstairs. This is the first green-white checkered attempt. The race will be extended to lap 101. We restart at lap 100. And so it is a 252-mile race to win. 3 laps to go. The final laps are ahead of us. This is it. Wilkerson, Walker, side by side. The green flag is coming out when we cross the stripe next. The checkered flag is just 2 laps away. Riley Marabello is the final driver in the top 10. Peyton Howell is 17th now. Just some notable shuffles to keep an eye on. In the last man in the top 20 is now Aladam Contreras. One driver who still hasn't really been able to make his way up into the top 20. Henry Kaloff, the number 63. Just trying to get an update on him. It appears he is 18 laps down and out. The KDR guys not quite getting the run they wanted out of this day. Hunter Bogdan in 23rd is returning to the field up in front. This very well could be the last run of laps for the night. Two laps to go. Lap 100 is up next. The new race finishing distance, lap 101. Get to the checkered flag then, and it's all settled. The first winner of Season 8 is yet to be decided, and it comes down to this. First question, do we even make it to the white flag? Next question, who's it going to be that wins? We'll find out the answer to at least one of those problems now as the green flag's out at lap 100. It's a 2x2 start. Aiden Walker's just slightly ahead now on Jacob Wilkerson. The difference is negligible. They're just about door to door. Nathan Palawada with a good shot down the back straightaway. That'll give him a car length. Riker Byram in the red, white, and blue Whataburger Ford Mustang, now in the top 5. Watch the wide view. Do they make it to the white? Wilkerson shoved with a little bit of nose pushing from Ben White. White flag this time by final lap from Daytona. Aiden Walker, still your leader. Heading into 1 and 2. Walker blocks the inside. Jacob Wilkerson now feels the pressure and the inside line is occupied. The 39 is given a hard shove once, twice, 3 times in the wall. Here comes Nathan Palawada. Nathan qualified 40th and last tonight. To win would be the biggest shock of them all. DeAngelis, Page, and company wreck further behind. It's Aiden Walker leading with just about 1,000 yards to go. Nathan has the run. He's coming right through. Out of turn 4, Nathan Palawada gets to the bumper of Aiden Walker. He won't give him a contest. Aiden Walker wins from Daytona and brings IORA back to life. First win of the season and perhaps the biggest win of his IORA career. Crash. Walker destroyed after the wreck. That's Benjamin White. And Aiden Walker is a winner again, helped by Nathan Palawada. Nathan gets to his back bumper and gives him the victory push. Benjamin White finishes third. Aiden Walker, just a year and a half ago, dealt with a season where he finally broke the winless drought. All of a sudden, he's back to the driver we saw in 2025. To celebrate again, Walker is the winner from Daytona. Post-race coverage and an interview coming very soon. I can't imagine what he's thinking. Walker rolling back, and I'll tell you what a celebration it is to win again at Daytona, to win again and then win at Daytona. 2 separate things, and they happen at the same time for this man in the 39. Checkered flag is out from the Daytona International Speedway. We'll be back with post-race coverage and interviews right after a message from our friends at iRacing. Stay tuned.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Aiden Walker is a winner from Daytona. He spent about his entire night running in the top 5, but he was given the perfect push at the perfect time. He'll win today from Daytona over second place Nathan Palawada, who qualified 40th and last, no less. Benjamin White going P3, Jacob Wilkerson 4th, and Derek Shaver wraps up the top 5. To end the top 10, Riker Byerlum, Doug Newbiggin, Kenny Brady, Jacob Malone, Bryce Benton. And then from there, Riley Marabello, Aladam Contreras, John Forbes, TCB, Terrell Baker, and Ryan Arnold for the top 15. Diego Acuna goes 16th, Michael Gregory 17th, Peyton Howell 18th, Enoch Hancock goes 19th, and Kingsley Nwoko goes for 20th position. 21st place, River Page, Hunter Bogdan 22nd, Dom Barbagallo 23rd, Frank DeAngelis is 24th, with Devins Baker, Daniel Mosteller, Wayne Kennedy, Aiden Donahue, Chase Schaefer, and Dalton Hayes for the top 30. Your final 10 drivers, DG Swiss, Joe Armstrong, Henry Kaloff. With 34 laps led, Malik Ray finishes 34th. Beaver Serrano, Payson Lindsay, Ethan Dallaire, Yaroslav Donskoy, Cash Culp, and Michael Deitch. Your field from Daytona. How does it feel to be Aiden Walker right now? I guess that's the question on my mind, and I can imagine it's on the minds of many drivers who have just seen this one man captivate the field. And even though he's not running in the number we know him for, he turns a new leaf in the best way possible, winning on the return race. Aiden Walker, how does it feel?
It feels pretty good. I mean, I don't know what it is about me winning championships and just winning Daytona right after in like every league I do. I don't know why, but it feels really good. Happy to have IORA back. Happy to have you back. I just can't believe it.
I mean, without a doubt, and tonight was far from a fluke. I mean, you ran at the front of the field for the majority of the day. You were up there with the best of them. It was a great night of racing. First off, let's walk through it. You qualified 11th. How did you feel doing group qualifying? It looked a little bit precarious. A lot of good drivers bounced out tonight.
Well, it was a bit chaotic. A lot of heavy hitters like Thurston, Huff, Lars also DNQ'd, which those three are pretty big heavy hitters. I don't know about Lars. I haven't raced against him in the new package yet. But I know both Trevor Huff and Thurston have been big heavy hitters. But yeah, I was kind of questioning if you were going to do a multi-car qualifying, but ended up still making it through. Bit close, but got the right pack and the right time.
Now, to make it to the race was one story, and the next was being up in front. You seem to work really well with those guys at the head of the pack. How was the communication game out there?
Nothing at all. I'll just say that right now. Besides, like, me, I'm getting hot on temps. You're not getting much communication. So, yeah, that was pretty much, I think, the only type of communication we had throughout the entire field. So, I wouldn't say it was bad communication, but it was like keeping it down a little bit just so you won't just get dropped out of the pack instantly.
Well, with the way you describe it, I'm very surprised at how clean and collected the front half guys were, and you got the perfect push to victory. Were you surprised at all that you were given that shunt up instead of being ran down to the line?
Well, okay, so me and Nathan decided, I think once both me and him were up front, so right after we had that final set of stops where I stayed out because I was good on field, because I topped off on the caution before we had the caution run to the finish. So like I just stayed out, and then Nathan ended up right near me, so I decided to have me and him just work together and things. So once we got to that point, it was just about controlling the race and not losing too many positions. Of course, started second on one restart, but was able to make that work. Not great, but it worked enough to where we were able to control the field still. So, yeah, on that final restart, Joe's the top, and then I made sure to have both me and him side draft the inside lane as much as possible. So that was mainly pretty much the main thing I needed both of us to do so we could stay up front coming to the checkers, which we ended up staying front to the checker. I got to thank him for pushing me. He had every right to win. I can say that right now. I do have to owe him something at Talladega later this season, though. So we'll see how all that goes. I gotta thank my sponsors: Beamstock Cars, Cogswell Motor Company, Blue Line Tennessee, Slow Racing. They're on YouTube. Please go subscribe. And my teammates Enoch Hancock, Levi, he did not even get to race, and Kohler McGillen. And again, I gotta thank Nathan for pushing me to the line there and helping me through over those final restarts.
Checkered flag, Aiden Walker, and I think you left it all on the table in those 101 laps. If you got anything else you'd like to add, the floor is yours.
IORA is back, baby.
I like the sound of that. Aiden Walker, you bring us back in style and you win at Daytona. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Walker gets the checkered flag, and he mentions that in no small part, that came to the patience and assistance he got from one man. And he's not available for comment right now, so we'll try to get a word from him. But Nathan Palawada, what a job he did tonight. He was the final driver to get into this race, first and foremost, and he made sure that didn't define him. He gets a second place run, one of his best finishes, coming to the checkered flag, of course, and collecting a huge, huge podium finish. We'll see if he's available and give him just a moment of time to get with us here. Nathan Palawada in the 84 goes P2. Although right now it doesn't look like we have much of a read on this machine. As Aiden Walker mentioned, not a lot of communication. Nathan joining us right now. We'll drag him in. Palawada in the 84. Second place, just a 10th and a half off. And from making the field by 5 1,000ths of a second to finishing second. Nathan, I got to say, that might just be your best race in this league.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a few years since I raced here. I think like 2024 was the last race I did, and it was fun to get back out there. And I just happened to find Walker out there. We've worked together a few times in the past, but not too much. A lot of my teammates didn't make it. Two of my teammates, Vincent Guici and Trevor Huff, didn't even make it in to the race. So I wanted to try to do a good job out there for them, and it was awesome to link up with Walker at the end. We worked so good together. I wasn't going to leave him at the end. I was dedicated to pushing him to the win. He's an awesome dude, and he deserved that win 100%.
Well, first and foremost, you talk about that in no small part you were with Aiden, and Aiden talked about it a lot in his interview. He was really grateful for your experience with him. What was it like for you, that role of sort of playing a nicer position, should we say? And that push to victory was perfect, really.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks we didn't win, but I wasn't gonna leave him after all that we did. He was helping me so much, I don't do a whole lot of iRacing anymore or anything, so he was kind of helping me try to stay up there, and I wouldn't have been able to finish second if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't have been able to finish that good. So he 100% helped me kind of teach me where to go, how much side draft, where to go, and everything. So I really just wanted to help him there, and that's just kind of how I roll. I don't know. I don't want to steal one or anything. I want to be fair.
So with all that said, back in second, it's been a long time coming. We haven't seen much of you on the sim here on FTN, but what are your expectations going toward the championship?
Oh, I don't know. That might be tough, but I plan on doing the full season with my team, Crankin' Performance. We got Trevor Huff on the team, Vincent Guici, and Cash Culp, and it was sad to see him out early. But yeah, we hope to go for it for the championship. It was a heartbreaker for Trevor there. I felt really bad he didn't make it. I think he's going to be our main guy in the championship fight. I think he's really going to put up a fight. And we have a lot of sponsors backing us here. We have Golden Boy Records. Great to have them on board. We have a lot of great sponsors. G&B. I have a whole list here. If you're willing to hear it, we can roll it up. Stegrin. We got Smitty's G-Nex. I got to thank my good friend Oz Kanar, who won't be racing this season. I don't think he can make it, but he made this possible, and big shout out to Trevor Huff getting me back here to IORA to run some more races.
Well, without a doubt, Nathan, you put on a show and you made sure you hustled to the finish. Second place today for the 84 team. Any final comments you'd like to send? The floor is yours.
Man, it was a blast. It was a blast. I mean, I'm sweating. That's all I gotta say.
Nathan Palawada, through all the stress and all the action, comes away P2 from Daytona. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Final driver to speak to finishes third in what was a remarkable debut for this man and this team. Driver number 18, a familiar face on the sim, but not so much here. It's the Benjamin White crew, just 39 thousandths ahead of Wilkerson at the line to finish third, and you were practically flag to flag in that podium conversation.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. Just, this type of drafting stuff is really where I'm most comfortable, at least anymore on the sim. So it was fun to jump back in and, run with these guys. I had plenty of fun tonight.
Now, first and foremost, I have to ask you, because Aiden Walker, winner, gave a perspective I was a little bit surprised about. Did you have any communication with any drivers in particular, or was it all up in the air tonight?
They all got crashed. It was mostly Terrell Baker and Emos, but they got involved in all kinds of crashing, and he had no chance ever to actually get up there and work with me because he was trashed from pretty much the first caution. And he never, ever got back up to the front. So that was a shame because me and him have great chemistry on these tracks. So we never got to show that, but there were times where me and TCB found each other in the draft, and we were effective. It's just the people behind him, honestly, didn't really know what they were doing, if I want to put it politely. So it kind of forced us to just leave each other and try and find each other at the end. But then Terrell got involved in more crashes just from people not knowing where their cars are at. So these things are what they are. But at the end, no, I didn't have anybody, so just on my own.
And even despite that fact, you stayed up there in the mix, escaped the final wreckage, and a very impressive way to put yourself on the IORA Cup Series map. Tell you what, are you interested in coming back for the full season? What's your scope here? Of course, you are the highest finishing rookie of anyone on the track tonight.
Well, it just depends on how free my Thursdays are. Everything's fluid from week to week. That is, I never really know when I can be available, but we found some free time tonight, obviously, and mostly this whole weekend it's like free for me. So it's like times where I'm super busy and times where I just have nothing to do. So sometimes it's like that. I'm going to try and run as many as I can show up to, but as of right now, things are up in the air. But I do plan to at least make time for the tracks I like. So, the 2 milers and of course these super speedways, but some of the 1.5 miles too. But I don't expect to be running for full season points. It's just, it's not something I could commit to for any league. Like this was my first league that I've done in months. So that should just tell you how things are up in the air for me at times. But yeah, I'll try and run as much as I can. The admins did a great job tonight putting the league together. 55 car entry list, ridiculous. They did a good job marketing the league and getting people to join, and we had a fun group here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, great start to your career and a great finish here from Daytona. Benjamin White, if you got any final comments, the floor is yours.
I just want to thank Mason and River Page for hosting and being admins and taking care of everything here in this league. And special shout out to, of course, Mason. We all remember what happened with him just a couple years back, just so scary. Everybody was so thankful for a full recovery for him. So that's most important, of course, to everybody that's, been around this long enough, is that he was able to recover from that and bring this back. So now that he's back and can run it how he wants, it's going to be probably at its best once again. So just want to give him a special shout out because I know he's fought a long, long, hard road and everything. So just wanted to pay my respects in a way for that.
Well, we appreciate, of course, the comments, Benjamin, and your support. It means a ton for this team. Third place today from Daytona. Thank you for stopping by.
Of course, also the broadcast. I apologize. I always make sure that I thank the broadcast, and I didn't. So thank you to FTN, you, Alex Balderas. I know he contributes, and of course, Andrew Schulte for the really good overlay work he always does. I mean, I'm actually a customer of his, so, you know, any people that contribute to making these broadcasts possible always deserve a shout. So my apologies there, David. I can't believe I missed that initially. So, but yeah, y'all, thank you everybody for watching, and you know, yeah, that was a great show to put on here tonight for everybody that was tuning in.
Absolutely. Wrapping up this podium, thank you again for your time. Benjamin White, third place on the day. He's the final man on the podium. Nathan Palawada goes second, but Aiden Walker brings us back in style. As we wrap up tonight's coverage, of course, a major thank you to the admin team at IORA Cup Series for bringing FTN Broadcasting back now for our 4th year of racing. We've been with them since Season 2, and while we don't expect to be with them for the full season, we'll be covering the marquee races, including the championship finale, the rundown at Talladega, and the Watkins Glen Grand Prix. We can't wait to be back for those races and perhaps a few more. And of course, congratulations to Mason Moriarty and his team for bringing this group back to life. IORA is back. Make no mistake, Thursday nights are better again because of it, and we'll be back with more coverage throughout the season. Thank you for tuning in live on FTN Broadcasting. I've been your host, David Kreutz, commentating and producing. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Congratulations to Aiden Walker for his first win of Season 8. We hope to see you back for more IORA Cup Series racing in the near future. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the IORA is Back 250, and make no mistake, IORA is back.